Everybody. This is Digital Blackboard by Sachin P. Nagmote. In this video, we are going to solve one problem of mutual coupling. So in the last video, we have seen that if two coils are mutually coupled with each other, then we have to consider two EMFs, that is self-induced EMF and mutually induced EMF. Now this self-induced EMF and mutually induced EMFs are additive or subtractive depending upon the dot convention. So if the currents in both the coils are entering in the dots, then these two induced EMFs are positive. If the currents in that dot are leaving, in both the dots are leaving and leaving, then again it is positive. If entering and leaving in the dots, then it is negative, and if leaving and entering in the dots, then it is again negative. So we have to remember that entering is positive, leaving is positive, entering is negative, and leaving entering is negative. Now one example is here L1, that is 2 Henry. So it is the self inductance of this L1. 2 Henry is the self inductance of L1. Similarly 3 Henry is the self inductance of L2, and 1.5 Henry is the mutual inductance between this L1 and L2, which is represented by M12, and the polarity is given by this dot. Similarly, sometimes what happen, single coil can be mutually coupled with one or more coil. Okay, so in this example we can see L1 is mutually coupled with L2 and the mutual inductance is M12. Similarly, L1 is mutually coupled with L3 and the mutual inductance is M13. So here the dot convention can be represented by a triangle or a square. Now next, when we use Kirchhoff's voltage law, we have to write down the voltage drop equations, and the voltage drop equation is given by V is equal to I into Ohm. So we have to multiply the ohmic value of that particular element with I. So I into Ohm. So if a resistor is given, so resistor unit is already in Ohm. So for this, if the voltage drop equation we need to write, so we can easily write VR, that is voltage drop across resistor, is equal to I into R, because the R is already in Ohm. But if the inductor is given and the value of that inductor is given in L, that is in Henry, then we have to convert this L, that is Henry value, in the ohmic value. So for that we multiply it with j omega. So if we multiply L with the j omega, then it becomes Ohm, that is XL. And that's why instead of writing j omega, we use one mathematical operator, that is P. So instead of j omega we write down P, and hence the voltage drop across inductor can be easily written as I into LP. So what is LP? LP is the ohmic value of this inductor L. Similarly, if a capacitor is given, then for capacitor we need the value is given in farad. If the value is given in farad, that is C is in farad, then again we have to multiply this current with the ohmic value of this capacitor. So what we do? We do 1 upon j omega C. So instead of j omega we can put operator P. So it will become Vc is equal to I into 1 upon Cp. So what is 1 upon Cp? So 1 upon Cp is the ohmic value of this capacitor C. Okay, so these three things we need to remember, that is L ohm is LP and C ohm is 1 upon Cp. Now let us solve this example, this problem. Write the mesh equation in the matrix form for the network shown using Kirchhoff's voltage law. So this network is given to us, and we can easily see that this coil L1 and L2 are mutually coupled with each other because the dots are given here. So these two coils are mutually coupled with each other, and the convention, dot convention, is being used. So L1 is the self inductance of this coil, L2 is the self inductance of this coil, and M12 is the mutual inductance between this L1 and L2. So as we have to write the mesh equation in matrix form, we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in each mesh. We cannot obtain matrix by inspection if the mutual coupling is available in the network. So we will assume current in the mesh. So we know there are three inner meshes, that is mesh number 1, mesh number 2 and mesh number 3. So as three inner meshes are there, we will assume currents in clockwise direction. So let I1 is flowing in mesh number 1 in the clockwise direction, I2 flowing in mesh number 2 in the clockwise direction, and I3 flowing in mesh number 3 in the clockwise direction. Now we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh 1, 2 and 3. Then we will be having three equations, and these three equations we will write down in the matrix form. So let us start. So in step number 1 we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh 1. Now according to Kirchhoff's voltage law, we know that there is summation of voltage drop is equal to summation of EMF. and voltage drop always takes place in the elements, and EMF means the voltage source connected in that particular mesh. So let us apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh number 1. So in mesh number 1, first of all we will write the summation of all voltage drops. So where the voltage drop will take place in mesh number 1? So in mesh number 1 we are having R1, we are having L1 and we are having C1. So these three elements are connected in mesh number 1. So there will be 3 voltage drops. So let us write down the equation for this voltage drop. So voltage drop equation is given by I into ohm. So if you want to write down the equation for voltage drop for this R1, so which current is flowing through R1? So we know this I1 is flowing through this R1. So that's why the voltage drop equation for this resistor R1 is I1 into R1. Then we will put the plus sign because we have to do the summation. Okay. Then next element we are having in mesh number 1, that is L1. So first of all, as this L1 is mutually coupled with this L2, we will take a big bracket. Now why we are taking this big bracket? Because in this big bracket we have to consider 2 voltage drops, that is the voltage drop because of the self inductance, and second voltage drop because of the mutual inductance. So first of all we will write down the voltage drop because of self inductance. So first of all we will convert this L1 into ohm, so it will become L1P. Now we have to multiply this ohmic value of inductor L1 by current. So which current is flowing through L1? Now we can see L1 is common to both mesh number 1 and mesh number 2. So 2 currents are flowing in L1. So I1 and I2. But I1 is flowing from this side to this side, that is from upper side to lower side, and I2 is flowing in mesh number 2, and through this L1 it is flowing from lower side to upper side, and that's why the total current of this L1 is I1 minus I2 or I2 minus I1, because the direction of I1 and I2 flowing through this L1 is exactly opposite. But as we are now moving in mesh number 1, we are applying Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh number 1. We will take I1 minus I2. So the total current of this L1 is I1 minus I2. Okay. Now this is the voltage drop because of self inductance. Now we will consider the voltage drop because of mutual inductance, because this coil is also mutually coupled with L2. So for mutual voltage drop because of mutual inductance, we will consider the mutual inductance. We will consider the mutual inductance, that is M12. So M12 is again in Henry, so we have to convert it into ohm. So we will use operator P. So we will be writing M12P. So this is the ohmic value of this mutual inductance. Now we have to multiply this ohmic value with the current. Now which current we need to consider? Now we have to consider the current flowing in the second coil into which this L1 is mutually coupled. So for the voltage drop of self inductance, we have considered the current flowing through L1 only, but when we are writing the voltage drop because of mutual inductance, we will consider the current flowing in the second coil, that is L2. And which current is flowing through L2? So we know L2 is connected in mesh 3 and I3 is flowing in mesh number 3. So that's why M12 into I3. So this is the voltage drop because of self inductance, and this is the voltage drop because of mutual inductance. Now these two inductance are additive or subtractive, it will depend upon the dot convention. So for dot convention, we will find out the currents in the dots. So in L1 we will check out for which current? We will check out for the I1. Why we are checking out I1 in L1? Because we have taken I1 greater than I2 in this coil L1, and that's why we will check for I1. So let us check it. So I1 is flowing in the clockwise direction in mesh number 1. So when we are getting this dot, we are getting this dot at the time of entering this L1. So again we can see we are getting the dot when we are entering in the L1. So for this I1 is entering, and for L2 which current we will consider? We will consider the I3. So I3 is also flowing in mesh number 3 in clockwise direction. So when we are getting dot in L2 at the time of entering this L2, so when we are getting the dot in L2 at the time of entering, so here L1 is also entering in the dot, and here I3 is also here I1 is also entering in the dot, and here I3 is also entering in the dot. So entering means we have to put positive sign between these two voltage drops, and now the big bracket is closed. So I think you understood this. This is the voltage drop because of self inductance, and this is the voltage drop because of mutual inductance, and both are additive because according to that dot convention the currents are entering and entering. Then we are having the third element, that is C1. So again we will put plus sign. Now we have to write down the equation for voltage drop through this C1. So C1 is the farad, so ohmic value will be 1 upon C1P, and which current is flowing through this C1? That is I1. So 1 upon C1P into I1. So this is all the voltage drop, summation of all voltage drop. Now we will put the is equal to sign. We will put is equal to sign. Now after is equal to sign, we have to write down the summation of EMF. So only one voltage source is connected in mesh number 1, that is V of t, and in the clockwise direction of current, clockwise direction of this current I1, this is voltage rise. We are moving from negative to positive. We are moving from negative plate to positive. That's why voltage rise is there, and that's why we will put plus sign for this V of t. So is equal to, we will write down V of t. So this is the application of Kirchhoff's voltage law. This is the first step, which is nothing but application of Kirchhoff's voltage law. Then we will just solve the brackets. So I1 R1 plus L1P into I1, then minus L1P into I2, then plus M12P I3. Next we are having plus 1 upon C1P into I1. So we solve the bracket is equal to V of t. Okay. Now we will collect the terms for I1, I2 and I3. So we will take common. Okay. So we are having I1 over here. We are having I1. So we are just going to mark it so that for collecting the terms there should not be any mistake. We are having I1 over here. Then we are having I2 here. Then we are having I3 here. Okay. So if you take I1 as common plus I1 as common, so in the bracket we will be having R1 plus L1P plus 1 upon C1P. If we take minus I2 common, then in the bracket we will be having L1P, and if we take I3 as common, so in the bracket we will be having M12P. Okay, and is equal to, we will write V of t. So we got equation number 3. Equation number 1. We got equation number 1 after applying Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh number 1. Now in the next step, step number 2, we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh 2. So again we have to write down summation of voltage drop is equal to summation of EMF. So first of all we will write down the equation for voltage drop. So voltage drop will take place in the elements. So how many elements are connected in mesh 2? So we can see R2, then C2, then L3 and then L1. So 4 elements are connected in mesh number 2. So we will write down the voltage drop equation for these 4 elements. So let us start from this R2. So for R2, what will be the voltage drop equation? So which current is flowing through R2? That is I2. So we will write down I2 into R2. Then again we will put plus sign. Okay. Now after that we will write down the voltage drop equation for this coil, that is L1. Okay. So we will take big bracket again. So why we are taking big bracket? Because L1 is mutually coupled with L2. So we need to write down two voltage drop equation, that is because of self inductance and second because of mutual inductance. So first of all we will write down the voltage drop equation for because of self inductance. So L1 is here, so we will convert it into ohms, so it will be L1P. Now the current flowing through this L1. Now how many currents are flowing through this L1? I1 as well as I2, and the direction is opposite. I1 is flowing like this and I2 is flowing like this. Okay, so direction is exactly opposite. The total current is I1 minus I2 or I2 minus I1. But now as we are moving or as we are applying Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh 2, we will now take I2 minus I1. We will take I2 greater than I1. So I2 minus I1. So this is the voltage drop because of self inductance. Next we are having this L1 mutually coupled with L2. So for voltage drop because of mutual inductance, we will consider mutual inductance and we will convert this mutual inductance M12 into ohm. So it will be M12P. And which current we will check? We will check for the current flowing through other coil. So as we are writing equation for this L1, so for mutual drop because of mutual inductance, we will check for the current flowing through other coils, that is current through L2. And which current is flowing through L2? That is I3. So M12P into I3. Now we are having two voltage drops here, voltage drop because of self inductance and a voltage drop because of mutual inductance, whether they are additive or subtractive. So for that we have to check the dot convention. So which current we will now check for L1? So now for this L1 we have taken I2 greater than I1. So we have taken I2 is greater than I1. That's why we will check for I2 in this L1. So I2 is flowing in the clockwise direction in mesh number 2. So when we are getting that dot, so we are getting that dot in L1 at the time of leaving that L1. So at the time of entering we are not getting that dot, but at the time of leaving that inductor L1 we are getting the dot, and that's why here I2 is leaving from L1. I2 is leaving from that L1. Okay, so we are getting the dot at the time of leaving the inductor. That's why it is leaving. And which current we will check for this L2? We will check for this I3 current. We will check for this L2. So I3 is flowing in the clockwise direction. So when we are getting the dot in L2, so we are getting the dot in L2 when we are entering that L2. So at the time of entering we are getting the dot. We are getting the dot at the time of entering. So here we are getting leaving and here we are getting entering. So entering, leaving is always negative. So we will put negative sign over here. So we will close now the big bracket. So this is this voltage drop because of self inductance, and this is the voltage drop because of mutual inductance, and the sign is negative according to dot convention. So we have written a voltage drop equation for R2, for L1. Now we are having L3. So we will put plus sign. So what will be the voltage drop equation for this L3? So which current is flowing through this L3? I2 alone, this alone current is single current is flowing through this L3. So L3's ohm will be L3P into current of that L3 is I2. Okay, so I2 L3P into I2. Then next we are having R2, L1, L3, and next we are having C2. So again we will write down the voltage drop equation for this C2. So again we will put the plus sign. So now what will be the ohmic value for this C2? So it will be 1 upon C2P. It will be 1 upon C2P. And which current is flowing through this C2? So two currents are flowing through this C2, that is I2 and I3. And the direction is opposite because I2 is flowing from this side to this side, that is from upper side to lower side, and I3 is flowing from lower side to upper side. That's why the direction of currents are opposite. So total current will be I2 minus I3 or I3 minus I2. But as we are applying Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh 2, we will take I2 greater than I3. So in the bracket we will write down the total current, that is I2 minus I3, and is equal to, we have to write down the summation of EMF. But as there is no voltage source connected in mesh number 2, we will just write is equal to 0. So this is the application of Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now we will just solve the bracket. So we are having I2R2 plus L1PI2 minus L1PI1 minus M12PI3 plus L3PI2 plus 1 upon C2PI2 minus 1 upon C2PI3 is equal to 0. Now again we will take common. So we will collecting the terms. So I1, we are having I1 here, then I2, then collecting the terms of I2, again I2, and then I3 we are having, we are just marking it. Now taking minus I1 common. So if we take minus I1 common, we will be having in the bracket L1P, and if we take plus I2 common, then we will be having in the bracket R2 plus L1P plus L3P plus 1 upon C2P, and then if we take minus I3 as common, in the bracket we will be having M12P plus 1 upon C2P is equal to 0, and that is our equation number 2. So we got equation number 2 after applying Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh 2. Now in third step we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh number 3. So let us apply Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh 3. So summation of voltage drop is equal to summation of EMF. So first of all we will write down the voltage drop equation in mesh 3. So how many elements are connected in mesh 3? We are having C2 connected in mesh 3, R3 connected in mesh 3, and L2. So this is mesh number 3. So we are having R3, L2 and C2. Okay, so first of all we will write down the equation for R3. We will write down voltage drop equation for this R3. So which current is flowing through this R3? I3, and that's why the equation will be I3 into R3. Then we will put the plus sign. Then we are going to write down the equation for this L2. Okay, Now L2, as L2 is mutually coupled with L1, so we will take again a big bracket. So first of all, in that big bracket we will write the voltage drop because of self inductance. Okay, so for voltage drop because of self inductance, we will consider the self inductance. So L2, so L2 is inductance, its ohmic value will be L2P, and the current will be flowing through the same coil. The same current we will consider. So which current is flowing through this L2? I3 is flowing through this L2. So L2P into I3. Okay. Now next, this L2 is mutually coupled with this L1, mutually coupled with this L1. So we will write down the voltage drop equation because of this mutual inductance. So for voltage drop because of mutual inductance, we will consider the mutual inductance. So mutual inductance is M12, so its ohmic value will be M12P. And which current we will consider? We will consider the current flowing through other coil, that is, now as we are writing the equation for L2, as we are writing down the equation for voltage drop equation for this L2, so for mutual drop because of mutual inductance, we will consider the current flowing through second coil, that is current flowing through L1. Now which current is flowing through L1? I1 and I2, and both currents are in opposite direction. So we can write I1 minus I2, or we can write I2 minus I1, because now we are moving in mesh number 3, we are applying KVL in mesh number 3, and here we are dealing with I1 and I2. So if we take I1 minus I2, no problem, and if we take I2 minus I1, again there is no problem. So if we take I1 minus I2, you can also write I2 minus I1, no problem. Ultimately the equation will remain same. Okay, so we have written I1 minus I2. Now this is the voltage drop because of self inductance, and this is the voltage drop because of mutual inductance. Now whether these two voltage drops are additive or subtractive, so for that we have to check for the dot convention. So which current we will check for in L2? In L2 we will check for the I3. So I3, so when I3 is getting the dot, so I3 is getting the dot at the time of entering this L2. We are getting the dot at the time of entering this L2. So either here we are having entering. And which current we will check for in L1? In L1, as we have taken I1, in L1 as we have taken I1 greater than I2, we will check for I1. So I1 is flowing in the clockwise direction like this, and I1 is getting the dot at the time of entering, so here we are getting I3 entering, and here also we are getting I1 entering. So entering is positive, so we will just close the bracket now. Okay, so we have written equation for R3, L2, and now we are having third element in mesh number 3, that is C2. So again we will put plus sign. Now C2's ohmic value will be 1 upon C2P, and which current is flowing through C2? I3 and I2, and in opposite direction. So now we will take total current I3 minus I2 in C2. Why? Because we are moving in, or we are applying KVL in mesh number 3. So we will be writing I3 minus I2. Okay, now is equal to, no voltage sources are connected in mesh number 3, so is equal to, we will write just 0. So this is the application of Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now we will just solve the bracket. So we are having I3 R3 plus L2P I3 plus M12P I1 minus M12P I2 plus 1 upon C2P I3 minus 1 upon C2P I2 is equal to 0. Now again collecting the terms of I1, so we are having I1 here, then we are having I2 here, I2 available over here, I3 available over here, I3 is here, and I3 is here. Now we are taking common, so if we take I1 as common in the bracket, we will be having M12P, then taking minus I2 as common, then in the bracket we will be having M12P plus 1 upon C2P, and if plus I3 is taken common, then in the bracket we will be having R3 plus L2P plus 1 upon C2P is equal to 0. So now this is equation number 3. So we obtain 3 equations by applying Kirchhoff's voltage law in mesh 1, that is equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Now we will arrange these 3 equations in the matrix form. So order of the first matrix will be impedance matrix, that will be order will be 3 by 3 because we are having 3 equations. The order of second matrix will be current matrix, that is 3 by 1, and order of this last matrix, that is voltage matrix, will be again 3 by 1. So now what will be the first entry? So we will fill the first row fill the first row, and for filling the first row we will check for equation number 1. So we are having with I1, which term is there with I1? R1 plus L1 P plus 1 upon C1P. So we will put I1 R1 plus L1P plus 1 upon C1P. Okay, then what is there with the I2? That is L1P, but the sign is negative, so minus I2 we have taken common, so with sign we will take this term. So L1P, but sign is minus, so minus L1P. Okay, then what is the term with I3? M12, and that is positive, so M12P. Okay, now for filling the second row, we will use equation number 2. So again we will take the first entry. So the first entry will be with the I1, that is minus sign is here, and either L1P, so we will write down minus L1P. Then for this entry we will get the term with I2, so we are having R2 plus L1P plus L3P plus 1 upon C2P, and for this entry we will take the term with I3. So here we are having minus sign, so minus in the bracket M12P plus 1 upon C2P. Then for filling the third row we will use equation number 3. So first entry is M12P, which is with the I1, so M12P. The second entry is with minus sign, and in the bracket we are having M12P plus 1 upon C2P, and the third entry with I3 is R3 plus L2P plus 1 upon C2P. So this is the impedance matrix, mesh impedance matrix. So all the entries are impedances, all the impedances are there. Okay, and in next matrix is mesh current matrix. So unknown currents we will put I1, I2 and I3, and in the voltage matrix, the third matrix is equal to voltage matrix, so we will put the voltage values after equal to sign. So in first equation, for filling up this entry we will use equation number 1. So after equal to there is V of t, so we will put V of t. For filling up this second entry we will use equation number 2. So after equal to sign we are having on 0, so we will put 0, and for filling up this entry we will use equation number 3. So again we are having is equal to 0, so again we will put here 0. So we got the matrix by using these three equations. So how we got this matrix? By using these three equations. And how we got these three equations? By using Kirchhoff's voltage law in each mesh considering the mutual coupling. Okay. So I hope you understood how to obtain the matrix, how to obtain the equations if the mutual coupling is available in the network. So please like, share and subscribe Digital Blackboard.